Hello everybody and welcome back to my Dark Souls Let's Play. This is post-commentary because while recording this there were other things on my mind for live commentary and just I do believe for most of when I took this footage I was sick, which does not make for a very good live commentary environment, as you know my voice would be completely shitty, so I am doing a post-commentary. And in this episode, we are going to get out of Blighttown finally. Oh, it's so nice to be out of Blighttown. And we will move on up to Sens Fortress and do all of Sens Fortress, which is one of the areas that, while not necessarily as annoying as Blighttown, it's way shorter than Blighttown, which would be the reason why it's not as annoying as Blighttown. It's still quite a pain because it's very easy to die because of your own stupidity. And you'll see why as soon as we get there. For now, I'm running out through Quelaag, through her evil spider hill of spiders, and working my way back towards the area that I pointed out last time as the exit to Blighttown. The back door, if you will. Blighttown. So many things make this area the bane of some players' existence. In fact, when this game first came out, I remember reading on the subreddit that people would play, get to Blighttown, and be all like, well, time to make a new character. Time to reroll. And I don't blame them. Blighttown is one of those areas that, if you don't know what you're doing, can definitely make or break you. You definitely have to learn really fast how to deal with everything down here, which is good. The boss is, of course, one of the easier ones as soon as you figure out her patterns, which I couldn't remember, so I actually died to her like 5 times. I started getting frustrated. I don't know if you can tell that, but on that run, because I edited out a few of my runs when I just died to her because it's pointless to watch me die really often. But on the run where I actually beat her, you hear that I got just upset with how many times I did. I was like, if I can't get her this time, it's just time to give it a break. Because I was playing it all the way through, you know, I didn't stop in between, so yeah, I got to a point where after all those runs, I just couldn't deal with her anymore, and that was my last attempt, which worked. So you know, that's how it goes. That way that I just jumped off of is the way out, but I decided to run over and hit the bonfire, which is right here, because if I die, I didn't want to have to run all the way back through the swamp and all that, because it's shorter just to rest right there and then run back. Yes. So, maybe some of you are wondering why I seem to suck completely at this game, even though I've played it before. Quite knowledgeable about this game. I mean, I'm not an expert on any aspect, I just know a lot about it because I've played it before, basically, and read a lot of stuff on the subreddit, browse the subreddit all the time still. Even during the months after I played it originally and before the PC release, I still read the subreddit because it was entertaining, you know. I suck at this mainly because, as I just said, haven't actually played it as much as other people. Some people have done like 7 runs, been through New Game Plus 7 times, stuff like that. I have never actually played through a complete New Game Plus. So that's, you know, that's my downfall. That's why I sucked quite a bit at most of the bosses. I don't have their strategy down, and you know, I just tend to suck. Haven't been a person that's played this game a lot, like over and over and over again, and have not played this game since I don't know, a few months before I started this Let's Play, probably. I was extremely rusty, so I'm getting better as the series goes on. I'm remembering more and more about it. I would love to be able to approach every boss fight, everything just solo, because that's a true Dark Souls player, you know, being it all yourself. But I'm just I was just never good enough at this game to beat every boss solo. The Depths Dragon, I don't think I've beaten solo just because I just don't like the Depths Dragon. Though I probably could do it. I just never put enough time into it to do it, really. Let's see, what other bosses? All the other bosses that I've done so far, I've been able to do solo. The gargoyles are annoying as crap, though. I had Solaire help me just because, well, Solaire, why not? But, you know, I can do them. They just takes a long time. It's kind of annoying to fight them all the time. Just because there's two of them. That's what makes it a pain. Capra Demon, I've never, ever summoned help for the Capra Demon. I just never have. I've never needed the help with Capra Demon. I believe Capra Demon's one of the easiest bosses in this game. Upcoming bosses, summoned help on one, not counting NPC help, maybe a few of them. I like summoning NPC help when I can, like if I need it, because generally, well, if you summon like Solaire, it's always good. Well, he gives you sunlight medals and stuff, which is good. And here you see I'm in one of the most annoying parts of Blighttown. These guys, if you don't remember, these are poison blow dart snipers. They appeared all throughout Blighttown. You kill them once and then they're gone. I don't know if these ones respawn or not. But they are the most annoying thing in Blighttown because you have to block. And if you don't have something like the spider shield with a high poison resist, you'll still get poisoned even when blocking. Like, look at that. I got hit once and I was almost completely poisoned. So this is one of the more annoying areas because of there are 3 or 4? 3. I think there's only 3. There are 3 of them in this small area, and they just constantly spam you. And not only that, at the bottom, if you fall down, there are a whole bunch of the fire rat dogs, or whatever. Fire rat dogs? Yeah, I don't remember their actual name. And if you jump down, you'll maybe aggro them all on mistake, and the combination is quite deadly. Quite deadly. So I'm playing it pretty careful right here, of course. I just dislike this area with a passion. But you kind of want to come down this area, like, no matter what. I think it's funny that they drop purple moss clumps. And at this point, you've already been through Blighttown, so the poison really isn't that big of a deal. I could get poisoned and just not care and run at him face first, but poison is still extremely annoying, so I'd rather just not be poisoned at all. Yeah, if you see down there, there's like 3 fire dogs. 3 there, 2 there, 2 there, I believe, and yeah, so they're quite annoying. Are they dogs or rats? I can never remember. But after this, after we escape from Blighttown here, we will be at Sens Fortress, which is in this part as well. It's a short area. It's not really long at all. Because as you can already tell, most of this has been just me backtracking. Or me... Oh, there's one more sniper down there. So far this episode has just been me getting out of Blighttown, which could have gone in the last episode. Maybe I should have done that, just worked my way up, but no, I did in this episode instead. Trying to throw fireballs at this guy so I don't have to deal with him and the dogs at the same time. I apparently can't reach him. Deadly combination. And we're getting closer and closer as the series progresses to the actual new PC content that wasn't on consoles. That I have seen maybe 3 screenshots of, or maybe 5. So I don't actually know that much about it. I know where it is. I know how to go into the new content. I know a little bit about the new content, but I don't know that much at all about it. And I'm really excited to get there, because it's close. And oh man, that new content. I've been waiting for that for forever, so that's the most exciting thing I have about this Let's Play so far. There's some more stuff in some of these areas that I haven't gotten. I was thinking about that earlier. Like, there's the Dark Knight and the Undead Asylum area, Undead Burg. There's a Dark Knight somewhere I missed, or I didn't really miss. I just didn't fight. That I'll go back and fight later. And there's going to be an episode before we fight the final boss. That's just going to be a cleanup episode. That's just going to basically be me running around, getting the things I knew about but didn't bother getting first run through the areas. Like that last Dark Knight that I didn't get in the Undead Burg area, or Asylum, whatever area it was. Going to do that area. I don't think I missed anything in Blighttown. Though I'm going to be coming down through Blighttown again to do that other area I showed last part. The one behind the hidden walls, or whatever. I didn't realize there were 3 dogs right there instead of 2. I don't know where the third one came from, but... So it's going to be good. I'm going to go back through, go down through that. It was that place. There's one bonfire rested there up the tree stump with all the slugs right outside of it. We're going to come back and do that area later. I don't know if that's going to be like a final cleanup episode for that area, or if that area is just going to be its own sort of thing. But we'll definitely be going down there as well. Other areas I missed. Well, I'm going to be going through the forest later. I'm actually probably going to be going through the forest after we do the new content. Both bosses in the forest I'm going to have to be doing right after that. Are there any other optional areas? The Painted World, which is in Anna Orlando. The episode after this one will be Anna Orlando. I'll probably do a Painted World one as well. I almost get owned here by the fire rats dogs. The fire dogs. I'm just gonna call them fucking lizards. I don't care. I don't know what they are. And here's why I want to come down here. A Firekeeper soul. That's right, there used to be a Firekeeper right there. What happened to them? Who knows? I surely don't. Also, you want to be careful if you come down here, because if you fall off, you have to run all the way back up. That's no fun. So yeah, that Firekeeper soul, that's good because that's the first one you get. Well, the second one you get. That allows you to upgrade your flask again. So instead of a +1, it's +2. Which is always good, more health every time you flask. I'm pretty sure if you're running through the game conventionally like I am in these parts, this is pretty much a conventional run. That's the second one you get. Which is always good. So far I haven't completely fucked up the escape of Blighttown. Pretty sure I don't fuck it up that bad. But I'm so glad to get out of Blighttown. You can just see the anticipation of my movements. Actually, I don't know if you can consider that true or not, but... Blighttown. Are there any other areas? I don't think I'm going... this is going to basically be like every area I'm going to go through. Conventionally, I probably should go through them all in a conventional manner too, but then again, I'm not sure what the exact conventional manner is to get, like, say, the Painted World. Do people normally do that right in the middle of Anna Orlando, or do they do it after Anna Orlando? I can't remember what order people do it. I think the first time I played through, I did it after Anna Orlando, after I beat the boss there. So that's probably what I'm going to do in this. I'm going to probably do Anna Orlando, do the Painted World right after. Here, I thought I saw another item over there, but it's just a torch. Stupid torch distracting me. Let's see, what other? Let's see, forest. There's 2 bosses in the forest. One I could have done already. The other one, well, if I had 20,000 souls, you can do early. Wait, can you do? I think you can do Sif early. But I'm actually going to do the forest as a complete thing. It's two bosses. The forest is two parts, basically. It's two different areas. But it's both just the forest to me. So I'll probably do them both around the same time. They're going to be back to back, or maybe they'll both just be in one, considering how completely screwed I get doing the butterfly, which is one of the first bosses you fight normally if you really wanted to run down there. But, butterfly. My character's not really set up to fight the butterfly at all. Probably a good reason, or it's probably a good thing that I'm doing it after I do Anne Orlando, because yeah, so the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to do Sens Fortress this episode, Anne Orlando next episode, Painted World probably right after Anne Orlando. Then after that, I'm probably going to go do Duke's Archives, which is... Yep, Duke's Archives. I'm going to do that because that's where you get one of the items needed to get to the new content. And then after I do Duke's Archives, I can basically go straight to the new content. So after I do Duke's Archives, I'll go do the new content because I want to get to that as soon as possible because it looks so much fun. Well, I hear it's some good stuff. Excuse me. I hear it's some good stuff, so gonna definitely run over, do that stuff. Oh, that's going to be fun. That's going to be probably multiple parts. It's, well, I suppose it doesn't matter how safely I approach it. I could probably do one episode apart, you know, but considering I've never done the area, I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to get through. Like, so far, this run has been pretty timely. The first time I played through this game definitely took me way longer than this to get through it. But since I know the areas, and I remember most of the stuff from the areas, this so far has been pretty easy. For the new content, I have no idea. Some of the later on stuff I'm probably going to have problems with too. Maybe not a whole bunch of problems, but I'll still have problems because I haven't played through it enough, you know. The beginning stuff like this, I've played through it, I died on it enough, I played through it enough, I basically know what the haps is, as it were. No one says that anymore. But on that later stuff, I have no idea. It's going to be fun, though. It'll be an adventure. Ow. I get nailed there by the hammer. Break out the Great Combustion. One of the better pyromancies to use. Especially in PvP. It's good in PvP and PvE. In comparison to a Fireball, Fireball is really easy to dodge in PvP. Because it's a huge, slow-moving orb. You can easily roll out of the effects because it doesn't have a giant effect like Chaos Fireball or anything like that. And it's easy enough for them to miss because you're rolling and constantly moving that you generally won't use a Fireball in PvP. Great Combustion, however, right up in their face. So if you roll up to them, they're not paying attention, you do a Great Combustion. And the thing with Great Combustion, I didn't really do it here, you can spam it so fast, which means you can do crap tons of damage with it. Very good to use in PvP. I've seen people with multiple stacks of it just run around, Great Combustion, everyone. Always good. And here we're finally leaving Blighttown. We will return later for sure when we do the forest stuff because there's a little bit more down there that we can do that I talked about earlier. The forest merchant appears down there. Here I am taunting because fuck you, Blighttown. And here we're in the Valley of the Drakes. We actually stopped here the first episode, I want to say. It wasn't the second episode where I ran around Firelink trying like an idiot. But we've already been down here, so at this point it's quite simple to get back up to Firelink. Just go through the New Londo ruins and back up the elevator. Oh, and I go back, because I'm actually showing something here that I didn't show last time. There is a merchant down here that I didn't even bother to go to, because I never use this merchant. Blacksmith, actually. Same difference.
This is unusual. More importantly, well, shouldn't.
This is actually the first blacksmith you can get to in the game. Not the one I actually shown. This one is the first one because you can just go straight down the elevator. If you know what you're doing, at least. He's kind of hidden. He doesn't really have anything worthwhile. Well, I think. At least not for my character. Repair my stuff because why not? I forgot what he had. That forge. Get out of the forge menu, me. I want to see what he has because I completely forgot what he sold. Large titanite shards. Still haven't forged any armor. I haven't even changed my armor. I'm still using basic stuff. Here's what he sells: heavy soul arrow and soul arrow. Not bad. Not really going to hit. With my build, I definitely don't need them. But if you're a sorcerer, you're going to come down and probably grab those as soon as you can because, well, you're going to use them a lot, especially for bosses and stuff. There's a really good weapon in Anor Londo that people use in PvP all the time. Costs a lot of money to maintain because, well, okay, it's a crossbow called the Evelyn, and it's a pain in the ass to get. Very convoluted way to get. Oh man, but it shoots 3 crossbow bolts at the same time. And you can see how that'd be a pain to maintain because you have to pay 3 times more every shot. Like every time you hit R1 button, 3 shots. That means 3 bolts. Oh yeah, but it's really good at lightning +5. It can do crap tons of damage. Oh, and here we see something interesting. That guy we rescued in the bell tower, yeah, he kind of killed the Firekeeper here at Firelink Shrine. The guy in gold armor, Knight Lutrek or whatever. Yeah, he killed the Firekeeper. Then here's someone fighting him, and I think this ghost dies horribly. Yep, right there. Yeah, so a lot of people don't think it's worth it to rescue him, but I think it's worth it because you can always, oh, well, I won't spoil it, but yeah, you can, yep.
That is incredible, I must say.
But now we have a new problem.
We have a new problem. It's noisy, it snores, and its breath is lethal. This is no laughing matter, I tell you.
Oh, yes, now you, know of the... So, your quest originally, the guy was telling you, ring the bell of awakening! And now you rang both bells, and you're like, I have no idea what to do. Oh, yep, Firelink Shrine Bonfire doesn't work anymore because the Firekeeper is dead. A lot of people don't like rescuing him anymore because he kills her, and you can't use this as a bonfire resting spot anymore, but it's still a good hub.
I see. In any case,
oh, and I upgraded my pyromancy. I didn't tell him. If you tell him when you have your upgrade pyromancy, he will go looking for the pyromancer that's down in down there in Blighttown, and he'll die. So I didn't tell him because I don't want him to go randomly suicide. And here we see the next storyline dude, and he explains what our next quest is.
Hello. Was it you who rang the bell of awakening? I am the primordial servant, King Seeker Fraft, close friend of the great Lord Gwyn, chosen undead, who has rung the bell of awakening. I wish to elucidate your fate. Do you seek such enlightenment?
Of course we want enlightenment.
Very well. Then I am pleased to share.
Share with me, primordial serpent.
Your fate is to succeed the great Lord Gwyn. So
I don't want to
that you may
succeed.
lick the fire, cast away the dark, and undo the curse of the undead. To this end, you must visit Anor Londo and acquire the Lord Vessel.
We will be doing that, of course, after Sens Fortress.
I am pleased. Is it?
And then you can feed him random items. Like if you get 15 claymores or something for some reason, 15 light crossbows. The only thing you can do with multiple stacks of weapons, except for upgrading them into different paths, like one fire, one lightning, or whatever, you can, if you really don't want like 5 broken swords or straight swords or whatever, you can feed him stuff and he'll give you souls for them. And since I can't rest at this bonfire, I have no choice but to move on. So we move back up into the Undead Parish. This is also a kind of good reason, or kind of good explanation to why I, oh, I don't know if I did that on camera or not, but I, what do you call it? Kindled the bonfire here by the merchant. I was like, fuck you, stop following me, bitch. I kindled the, I really cuss a lot, I just noticed. Anyway, it's a good explanation of why I kindled the bonfire down here, because now it gives me 10, which is what Firelink would have gave me anyway. So I don't really miss out too much by not having Firelink Shrine. I mean, I would have rested here anyway. Sens Fortress is right over yonder, so... Sens Fortress. So Sens Fortress is basically like a fun house at a fair. Except it's not fun at all. Oh, Crest of Arcturus. That's 20,000 souls. I don't know if I actually explained that earlier. That's what you need to get to the second part of the forest early. If you don't go around the long way, you use that to have a shortcut. And I probably won't buy it because I'll probably go the long way around just to clear the whole area. Wait, can you open that door from the backside without having the crest? I can't remember. I guess I'll buy it anyway. I don't know, 20,000 souls isn't too bad. And now we're moving on to Sens Fortress, which is this area. If you remember earlier, both the gate was closed, all three gates were closed, but now one's open. Sens Fortress. I still die. I died on this area 2 times. Oh, if you can't tell, there's a little... so Sens Fortress, like I said, it's a fun house. It has giant super people, like all fun houses, and it has booby traps, which I triggered right there. There's it's like get owned by the Serpent Men because I can't remember their style of attacking. I said it was a while since I played this game. These aren't really a hard enemy. I just forgot what the crap I was doing, and I aggroed both of them instead of only one of them, which was my major downfall of this part, I want to say. So I do something I normally don't do, and I resorted to my pyromancy to raffle stomp them. I normally don't like using pyromancy for scrub enemies because it just feels like I have less skill if I have to use pyromancy. I don't know. That's just my... it's a perfectly legitimate tool, and I don't really use it enough anyway. I mean, I use it on bosses and stuff, but then again, I still like using just my sword and shield on most everything. Just feels like I am more skilled to not have to resort to pyromancy, but that's just how it goes. So, Sens Fortress is basically lizard men and booby traps. And the reason why you die a lot is because of stuff like this. You have to walk across that small platform while dodging giant swinging axes. This is a layer from a Batman comic, I just realized. Well, not like legitimately, but that's what it looks like. And there's a lizard spellcaster up there that was shooting lightning at you. So basically, you have to not get hit by some guy shooting lightning at you, which I do right there and almost fall off. You have to not get hit by him and fall off, and you have to not get hit by flying axes, swinging axes, and fall off. Basically, this serves as a good fuck you, this is Dark Souls, welcome to Sens Fortress, bitch moment, and 'tis a huge pain if there ever was one. So just like every area where you die on stupid shit all the time, I do die a few times in here. Because, oh god, Sens Fortress. A lot of people don't like this area just because of all the traps and stuff. I think it's one of the cooler designed areas for sure. Here I am checking the lightning defense between my shields, because if they throw lightning, you want higher lightning defense. A lot of people don't like Sens Fortress because of the traps. I think I love the design because of the traps. And the area is hard, not in the sense that the enemies are extremely difficult, but more in the sense that it's tight corridors with a lot of environmental hazard, more so than anything else. The environmental hazard kills most everyone here crap tons of times while playing. And I just love this area. I mean, I hate it, but not as much as Blighttown, and that makes me love it because of how well designed it is. And there's just, you know, a lizard man chilling on the wall. We decide to come back for him as we see one of the major traps. That's right, that lizard man just got owned by a giant boulder. Well, almost owned. And then he decides to fall off. So, you know, whatever. Yep, that's another of the major traps in this area. The giant rolling boulder. Still, it reminds me more and more of Indiana Jones now that I think about it than it does a funhouse. Well, ow. And I got tagged by the tip of the boulder there. Just the tip. And you can see how I did half my health. Basically, you have to choose when to engage. And be very, very careful about traps. Though once you know the area, the traps really don't harm you as much as just stupid mistakes do. So, and here I swing at the treasure chest for good reason, which I will actually show you later. Yeah, defense by HP though doesn't quite work if you heal up all the time. So I take that ring, a very good ring to have. The Ring of Steel Protection, I do believe it's called. I was reading, but I completely forgot in the 5 seconds it took for it to fade off the screen. And it just gives you bonus defense against physical attacks. Which is a good ring to have, because physical attacks are everywhere. And you can tell where all the traps are, like traps, arrow traps and stuff, because on the ground you can see the raised stones. And then here I realized that, oh shit, the NPC doesn't set off the trap, that means I have to do it. I'm totally trying to use that trap to shoot him in the face. Because the trap deals a crap ton of damage, so if the trap can whittle him down for me, so much the better. Now here I start failing on fighting him. Tight quarters really make battles with giant lizard men harder. Yeah. So, Sen's Fortress. Quite an area. Who is Sen? Why does he have some sort of mad torture house fortress? I will never know. I don't know how those missed me, but okay. And that sound you heard was someone actually changing the direction of the boulders. So now the boulders, instead of going down outside, they come down right here. Yeah. Giant fun trap Batman villain house, I guess. Waiting for the boulders. And I look horrible because I'm an undead frag. Undead creep. Oh yes, and here's why I attacked that other treasure chest. I couldn't remember what one it was. It's this one. Meet your very first mimic. That's right, Babby's very first mimic. Oh god, do they suck. They hurt quite bad, but they also have an attack where they pick you up and put you in their mouths. And then they do, like, you know, all of your life. So I cheaply kill it there with some great combustion because fuck you. But it does drop one of the most OP weapons right now, other than the Drake Sword. The Lightning Spear. Basically your first elemental weapon. And it's quite worth it. And I get tagged by Boulder here again, I think. Nope. And there I got the Gold Serpent's Ring. Which boosts item discovery. So if you're farming and you want a specific item drop, you're basically going to be wearing that the whole time. Oh, I get tagged by Boulder here, so stupid. Oh, it still does half my health. So I think right now we're about... would this be halfway done with Sen's Fortress? A little bit less than halfway done with Sen's Fortress. As I said, extremely short area. The reason why this episode goes on for another 30 minutes is because I really suck at Sen's Fortress. I just suck at this game in general sometimes. So I get completely owned a few times in here. Actually, I think I died on this area more than I died on any others. Outside of boss battles, if you don't count boss battle deaths, I'm pretty sure I died on this area more than I've died on any other area. Just because, hey, it's Sens Fortress. That story will probably change as soon as we get to Anne Orlando. Generally, with Anne Orlando, I get completely owned numerous times because it's Anne Orlando. And we will see that next time, of course. There's a reason why I changed it to shoot down that area I just ran up from. Quite a good reason, which I'm going to actually go back and show right now. So, down here is an area we were at earlier, where the lizard was chilling on the wall, and now he's just chilling on nothing for some reason. I don't know how that works. And I completely fucked up a backstab because I'm stupid. Got him the second time, though. Then I just kick him off, because this is Sens Fortress. Another benefit to starting with the Master Key is I can unlock stuff already.
A rare thing in this life. I am Logan. I'm a bit cooped up, as you can see.
Ah, Big Hat Logan. He really doesn't do much for you until way later. You can buy... He has some very good sorceries. Miracles? One of the two. He has some very good stuff you can buy later from him. So, you generally want to get him out. You don't have to get him out. I mean, just like any other NPC you can save. You can not save them as well. He's not even worth killing right now either. A lot of people run through the game just killing NPCs. But some NPCs you kind of want to keep alive for a while, so that's what that is. Since I have the Master Key, though, I could unlock these two. So another benefit of starting with the Master Key, you can get these guys early and not have to worry about it. There's a cliff to nothing again. Now we just backtrack. Well, not completely backtrack. There's one more thing we're going to grab right over here. And by grab, I mean there's one more area where I die. Well, the first area I die at. If you can see, I don't think you saw it earlier, but you can see right there from how I moved the camera. And I'm afraid that the boulders got changed back, but I don't think they did. Pretty sure they get changed back to the inside path. I don't think they ever really get changed back to the outside path. Unless you completely die, I think. I'm not sure. Can't remember. But there is an item down there. There's only one way to get it. That's right. You jump off the side. And if you do it all the way back here, you can't really fall off a giant cliff or anything because there's a wall. So, a shuttle. Good thing to get. And here is a good reason to not fight extremely close quarters without knowing what you're getting into. I get completely owned by these two lizard men. Oh, and there's also an NPC right there. I forgot about that. I'm trying to bait them to attack so they can block each other so I can heal. Yep, and that was my first death. First of many in Sens. And then I skip back to the part where I got back to recover my body. I surprised myself because I got down here and somehow both of them were dead already. And I did not kill them. I have no idea how they died.
Forgive me. I am Siegmeyer of Catering.
Sigmeyer.
Or a ball. I must say, I'm a bit too tough to be outrunning those things. So here I swing my options.
Here he sits in a pickle.
Perhaps I could buy no job.
It's kind of funny how to get past the rolling boulder things. Sigmeyer. He's an NPC with one of the cooler, actually, I would say, storylines in this game. Quite complicated to see through all the way, because you have to know certain things, like certain areas to go to, because you have to revisit a few areas to see him again as you progress through the story. But he does have one of the more interesting lines, along with oh yeah, and have to re-kill these enemies. He does have one of the more interesting storylines, along with who was it? Along with Sunbro. I forgot his name for some reason right now. But along with those two, I think have the most interesting storylines of any of the NPCs. You just see him around a lot, and it's quite cool. His storyline gets really quite sad at the end. I don't actually know how many NPCs storylines we'll be seeing all the way through. We probably won't be seeing Sunman's storyline all the way through. Sunbro Man. Mainly because to see his storyline all the way through, it's quite difficult, and you have to specifically join the what covenant was it? You have to join the Daughters of Chaos or whatever. You have to join the covenant of Spider Bitch's sister, who I talked to last part. If you join her covenant, give her, I want to say you join her covenant, you give her 30 humanity. So you have to get 30 humanity to see a storyline all the way through to the proper ending for Sunbro. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing that. I have no idea why I just changed the direction of that and then changed it back. I'm trying to figure out what the crap I'm doing right here. Just changing it to get out of the way, I guess. Oh, I wanted to see what was down here. Oh, yes, I remember. Come down here to own ye old sorcerer and grab this item. So, Sens Fortress, one more area we're going to actually be returning to later. For good reason. There's a whole section I don't do, mainly because I don't have... Someone just got hit with a boulder, I saw. Mainly because I don't have the accessory I would use to do the other area in this part. I mean, I could do it as I am now. It would just be a huge pain in the ass. So at the bottom section of Sens Fortress is a few harder enemies. I haven't even shown them on screen yet, but there's one you can get to early on if I would have went to the forest. They're Tantanite demons. There's, I want to say, 3 or 4 down there, which are kind of a pain on their own. But there's also, it's like a swampy sort of muck area. I think it's tar or something. And you run slower in tar unless you have a ring called the Rusted Iron Ring. It's the same thing as in Blighttown when you go through the swamp part. You run slower and you just walk slower. Quite annoying. Because I don't have the Rusted Iron Ring, I forgot where to get it because, of course, I'm me. So I don't run down. It's the area just right down there. Well, first you'd kill him, then you jump down the deeper area. It's all the way down there. So I'll be coming back to that part for sure later on, after I get the Rusted Iron Ring. That's going to be part of the miscellaneous cleanup episode, basically. I will be running back through a few areas that I missed stuff in, which does indeed include Sens Fortress right there. And that'll be good, you know. Want to make sure I get most everything in each area. Oh, yes. The arrow trap. I completely fucked up. I was actually wanting to roll, but I double tapped, which means I jumped instead of rolling. So that fucked me up. One more SS flask I don't have. And here we have more axe dodging. Except there's 4 in a row, so you have to run through the whole thing. And there's a few enemies down here. Hard to fight these guys in close quarters. And then you get, you know, hit from the side by Yield Lightning. And then I get stuck behind him too. Yep, this is one of those reasons you hate Sens Fortress, because of just how it's laid out. And as you tell, I get completely owned there. And all I could think after I died is, oh shit, I hope my bloodstain isn't all the way at the bottom of that, because I don't actually want... Oh, see, that's what I wanted to do earlier, because I don't actually want to go down there. That's an area I didn't want to go to. And if I go down there, I'm basically stuck with doing the other path that I don't want to go through right now. Because I'm pretty sure that path just continues all the way down. So at this point I was like, well, fuck. Oh good, my body's right there. I don't have to jump down to get it. I would have too, just to, you know, grab it. Wouldn't really have needed... I don't need anything on my body. I mean, I have 2 soft humanity. I think like 8k souls or something. Nothing needed or extremely important. But... just a pain. So I'm glad that it ended up that way. And there's another item down there you can see. It's another item we'll be getting when we come back to Sens Fortress. I didn't want to go through Sens Fortress and do all of the annoying crap here, mainly because, Sens Fortress. And you can see, I can see the lightning sorceress bitch up there, but I run past her because I know there's another enemy down here. And I was like, she's up on the stairs. I haven't aggroed her yet. She won't come after me. So Dark Souls is one of those games that teaches you to never overestimate or underestimate your enemies. So as you can clearly tell, I underestimated them, and I got caught with 2 of them in the same corridor. So I didn't want to die like I did last time. I own them with fireballs, because screw them. And I just picked up 2 more Titanite shards. And I got one earlier, which means I have enough to upgrade my Claymore. Always nice. Claymore plus 10. At that point, I think it actually does more damage than the Drake Sword. It might now, actually. How much does it do? Do I flip to it here? No, I don't. Sitting here sniping the lightning chick, because I don't want her throwing lightning at me while I'm dodging axes here. Because if she hits you, especially how small, this is smaller than all the other paths, you'll hit and fall off, and that's instant death. So I kind of cheaply do that and just smack her with a crossbow. And here's an arrow trap, of course. Quite an easy arrow trap to get by, because, well, by this point you already know about the arrow traps, so it doesn't matter. Normally you'd get her, run over there, and just kill her to get whatever she had, but that's the chute again that I fell down earlier, but it's the top level of the said chute. And now we're definitely past halfway. We're 75% done with Sens Fortress already. There's barely any of it left. We're already at the top. There's not any more traps, really. All this, and we haven't seen a single bonfire. Well, don't you worry, good sir. We will see a bonfire. And he was like, oh, it's our good friend tonight. We haven't seen one of you guys in forever. Oh, say hello. And I tried to parry, but he said hello to my face with his sword instead. As to be expected. I got way too comfortable with the enemy of a knight, so I completely blew him off, and I paid for it. But, you know, with all my nice upgrade stuff since the last time I fought a knight, easy enough. Oh, there's an item up. Do I come back to grab that item? I don't think I grabbed that item. Whoops. I'll do that on my cleaner run. Or on my clean up all the shit I missed run. I should start making a list of stuff that I missed. Oh well, there'll be some stuff I'll probably forget to come back and grab. That's probably going to be one of them. Yep, I don't know. Sens Fortress. Ooh, a flame ring. Just like the blue ring we found earlier, it boosts fire defense. Actually, we didn't... Oh no, it was a merchant item, I think. There's a, that's a firestone plate ring or something. There's a blue one that reduces damage from something else, I think. I can't remember. But fire defense ring, don't really need right now. I'm trying to remember what other bosses do fire damage, but that won't be for a while. This part on Sens Fortress is quite a bitch too. Not as much as other places. But it's because the giants throw those giant flaming Christmas ornaments at you. So here I switch over to my fire resist shield instead of my poison resist shield. Poison and lightning. Because if I shield through this, I want the best defense I can get so I don't completely die. But, you know, grab a soul, and then here's the secret. You jump off this edge here for the only bonfire in Sens Fortress. Yeah, Sens Fortress. Which is good. After this, it's just onto the boss battle, basically. I do believe this is where I upgrade my Claymore. Finally, to plus 10. Yep, 206 damage. Does more than the Drake Sword if I would have had it. Drake Sword is 200 if I haven't said that before. So now my Claymore 206 does more damage. I actually like the moveset of the Claymore slightly better than the Drake Sword. Well, I can't say it's easier to use or anything, but it just feels heavier and it feels way better to me. I don't know. Drake Sword, I didn't grab it on this character because I'm not someone who really needs it, but I do recommend doing the strategy for it. I believe I talked about it when I was doing the Undead Burg and Undead Parish sections. It's a very good first time Dark Souls sword. It's a very forgiving sword because you get it early enough, it does enough damage, but it's also a horrible first time player sword because you become reliant on that damage to save you instead of actually learning the strategies to kill bosses. I'm talking about this like, oh, I've never done that, but no, that's exactly what I did. That's exactly why some of the bosses completely owned me the next times after my first playthrough when I had the Drake Sword that I played, because I was used to the Drake Sword, heavily reliant on it, and then I kind of screwed up everything. There's a jump cut there because took a quick break, you know, always nice to relax. Remember, kids, every hour you should rest your eyes for 5 to 15 minutes on the computer. Yeah, I never do that, but I wanted to sound like, you know, special. Someone with my profession, of course, computer scientist. You spend almost all your time on computers. So that's generally it's generally something good to know, that you actually want to rest your eyes because, well, you just do. It's always good to keep your eyesight. Also, make sure your face is more than a foot away from the screen. I think it's actually 18 inches is best. 18 inches and more away. Just, you know, so you don't lose all your eyesight. Rest your eyes, you know, every hour or so. Which can be as simple as going up, go take a dump for 5 minutes. I mean, not everyone has to shit every hour. I understand that perfectly. I mean, I don't have to shit every hour. But take a dump every take a dump every hour, 5 minutes. So just, I don't know, go grab water, go sit in your kitchen, go walk around the house, get some fresh air. And I get completely owned by an overhead smash there because, yeah, crap, he did more damage to me than the Capra Demon would have. That's kind of insane. I don't know anything about this enemy, actually. I don't remember this enemy after this. In fact, the only time I remember fighting this enemy is right here. If anyone actually knows anything about Dark Souls, well, more than me, tell me about this enemy, the one that I just killed. I don't know anything about him. I'm pretty sure you don't see him ever again, which makes me wonder, like, why he was there. I don't know the backstory on a lot of this stuff. This game is very fleshed out. It seems like it's a quite fleshed out world, like, graphically, but story-wise, there's a lot of stuff I don't understand, and a lot of stuff doesn't seem to be conveyed very clearly through quest givers and just people you talk to. So I'm not sure. Like, this guy, I forgot what his name already. I think he's supposed to be like some sort of knight or something, and he's like a famous archer. I have no idea, and he owns me with his rapier here. But I see, I don't know anything about him either. I don't remember him being explained anywhere either. Like, Richard? I just don't know anything about a lot of this, so if you guys are more knowledgeable than me, feel free to comment. Oh, and a quick trick. I don't know if it's good to point out now or later, because you come into way more mimics here soon in Anne Orlando. But you can tell if a chest is a mimic if it has a straight chain instead of a curved chain, I do believe. Oh, rare ring sacrifice die, lose nothing, nullify curse. I haven't gotten cursed yet, which is good, but I did explain it earlier in the depths. Curse is what those evil frog things give you, and curse basically means if you die, if you get cursed, if your curse ball completely fills up, you die instantly. Doesn't matter how much vitality you still have. And then when you respawn, you're limited to half health. Your health gets cut in half. You cannot have the other half of your health. You flask, doesn't do anything, rest up bonfires. You'll stay at half health until you become uncursed. You can only do that with a few items. You can buy them, I think, from the female undead merchant, the one near the depths from the Capra Demon area. I think you can buy a few curse items there for nullify curse. I think the guy at the top of the bell tower, the Undone Parish, I think he has a nullify curse item. I think, well, that ring nullifies curse if you use it and die. And here I make the jump over to this other section, screw it up completely, and take crap some damage. Oh, that's how you get that undone. There you fall off the other side. And have enough health where you don't die, of course. It's always a given. Make sure I wait before I move between areas, because if you don't, you'll throw in the one you're going to and kind of own you with some fire. Never good. I thought I got tagged by him, but I guess I didn't. And here I'm going to attempt the jump again. Oh, almost got tagged. That's epic. That's like a movie quality. Run, jump, hurrah, fire behind you. Cool guys never look at explosions. And here we find a merchant in Sens Fortress. Because where else is a merchant going to be, I guess?
I took him to Sens Fortress alone. But
Oh, good for you. So did I. I've done Sens Fortress alone.
That you can handle it.
I remember that feeling. For I was a noob just like you.
With your soul search.
And he sells you good stuff. Those are the items I was talking about earlier. Green blossoms. I don't buy any here because I don't really need any. Oh, he also sells large. Oh, he's who sells large and green shards. Okay, I have to remember that. Baller shield. Good shield. He sells some good arrows and stuff. The Katarina stuff. And then steel and Balder item sets. Oh, there's the spell blue ring. Spell stoneplate ring. So, that's grass. It's a consumable. It would go like where your flask is or whatever. You'd eat it and you temporarily have increased stamina recovery, which is good. So in PvP, people munch the crap out of that because they can munch it and their stamina will recover pretty fast even with their shield up. Basically means if they have it and you don't, and you have similar builds, you're at a disadvantage because you have less stamina, a smaller stamina pool than them. One way to get around having to munch grass, well, is just, have a slightly different build and just be better at what you're doing. The other is there's a shield. Doesn't have 100% physical damage reduction, I want to say. But it's a grass crest shield, I do believe it's called. It's in the forest. We haven't been down to grab it yet. A Black Knight's guarding it. That's another reason. Fuck you, Black Knight. And the shield gives you increase, just like grass, same sort of buff. That's the key to go unlock Big Hat Logan, by the way. It gives you increased stamina recovery. So what people do is they either munch grass, or more likely they have that shield, and then they make a build requiring a huge two-handed sword. All their strength, they have to wield it with two hands, does crap tons of damage. A great sword, not the Claymore so much. You can use that one-handed just fine. But I have a few of them, like this Serpent Greatsword, Stone Greatsword, stuff like that. You can use those big two-handed weapons, giant swings like a giant tail, the Gargoyle Tail Axe, anything like that. You use those so people would have that, two-hand that, but in their left side they would have the shield. When they two-hand the sword, it puts the shield on your back. but you still get the benefit aura from the shield for the stamina recovery. So they'll have increased stamina, which they kind of need because they're swinging around some giant sword. So you see that in PvP builds quite often. And I'm pretty sure that shield doesn't have 100% physical block, which means you'll take chip damage. Like right there, see how I'm blocking, not taking vitality damage. If you have a shield that's not 100 physical percent, you'd block, but you'd still take some vitality damage. Of course, not as much as you would if you're not blocking. So if it's not 100% physical, I probably won't use it so much. But if it was 100% physical, that's a shield I probably use 100% of the time, just because of the increased stamina regeneration. This character, yeah, here I'm just admiring the scenery. There's one giant over there. You can't get to him, but he's the guy who pulled up the grates. Well, I'm pretty sure you can't get to him. Just checking out the cool design. It kind of sucks that the way you go through here, you never really see more of this fortress than you do. Same can be said about a lot of areas. They have, from Software, really good designs. I like the worlds they build. They look very like they could have been alive at some point. Of course, now they're completely decimated, but... Oh, the cage key actually opens... Does it no, it opens all cages, so it does open Big Hat Logan's. This, while I'm riding this cage, locking myself in, I'm Gordon Freeman. This is actually a shortcut back down to the very beginning. So if you ever have to run through Sens Fortress again, and you, like, say you want to get to that merchant, you can just go to Andred the blacksmith, right there by the forest entrance, and Ended Parish. You just run in. That's the very first bridge. You just get in here, and you just ride all the way back up to the top. Very good shortcut. I would highly recommend, you know, activating it. You do have to get that key, though. It's quite easy to get, though. Easy key. Sens Fortress. Almost over. The boss of Sens Fortress is quite easy as well. Well, yeah, I'd say it's quite easy. It also helps that the NPC you can summon to help you for this, well, I can explain more later. It's Iron Tarkus. If you don't know anything about Iron Tarkus, basically, he's the most badass NPC in the whole game. I don't know if he has an actual fleshed out backstory within the game lore itself. I don't remember reading anything about him so much. But in the player base, Iron Tarkus is like the Chuck Norris of Dark Souls. He is like the one-man army. You know, he craps on dragons for breakfast sort of man. It's Iron Tarkus. Badass motherfucker. Basically, he's a Samuel L. Jackson of Dark Souls. Iron Tarkus. There was a, I don't know really if there is still. There's this whole big deal about Iron Tarkus earlier on in the game's lifetime, where like everyone was sad he died because he's such a badass and everything, and yep, well, it's Iron Tarkus. So basically right there's a fog door to the boss. You saw the boss out the window. But you want to take care of this guy up here. Just like the Blow Dart Snipers in Blighttown, he spawns once and will never spawn again. Which is good because he should stop throwing firebombs at me, the bitch. So I still throw some fireballs out here to get back at him because screw him. He hurts quite a bit. And I could run out. I could probably dodge all of his attacks and grab him, but I'm playing it careful because I don't really want to die. Run through all this again. So I'm just tagging him with pyromancers here. And completely screwing up because I suck at throwing pyromancers. See right there, he got tired out. So if you run out there, you can dodge him easily. He'd tire himself out. You just run up and beat him with your sword. As you can tell, my pyromancer is not actually doing that much damage. Right here, I was like, what? Great Combustion's doing no damage. It's not that it does no damage, it's that I can't see his health bar. But spamming all that pyromancy, I did 800 damage on him. There, I was not expecting to be hit. Oh, and I almost died right there, that second swipe. Of course, as a giant, you know, he hits you. You take notice. Just trying to figure out how I can kill him without getting hit again. I know he has barely any health left, so I'm like, do I pyromancy him? Do I finish him off with my plus 10 claymore? Do I? Nope. Tried pyromancy, didn't work. Ran out of great combustion. Alright, it's time to claymore his ass. Tried to glitch and hit him through the wall. Yeah, I'm basically taking the cheap way to deal with him because I don't want to deal with him. He sucks. But I get him, and he dies. And I do believe if you leave him alive and just go into the boss fight, I think he throws the giant explosive Christmas ornaments at you. Never fun. There's the area we just came from where he's throwing fireballs at us. There's another giant down there that I do believe you can get to. I just haven't got to it. That's the boss. Ye old giant iron golem or something like that. And here I was like, well, it's boss time. But I can't just fight the boss on my own. There's someone else. Someone else has a bone to pick with this boss. Who has a bone to pick with this boss? Someone else is more inclined than I am to want this boss dead. Me, I'm just here for the ride, here to go through the area, but no, someone else has a bone to pick with this boss. Who is it? That's right. How could I forget? It's Iron Tarkus. Please lend me your strength, Iron Tarkus. I am not worthy to fight this boss on my own. I am not worthy to fight this boss. I bow and ask for your humble services, Iron Tarkus. Come, let us fight. I will be your support, Iron Tarkus. This is, of course, your show. Come, Iron Tarkus. Together we fight! So this is probably the only boss in the game that you can win without ever landing a hit. Without even taking damage. I help out Iron Tarkus a little bit, but I don't actually do that much at all. I just distract the golem long enough for Iron Tarkus not to die horribly, basically. You can see my fireballs are doing 52 damage or something, barely any at all. Iron Tarkus hits and does like 5 times my damage in one hit. And I'm completely fine with that. This is Iron Tarkus' show at this point. I never intended to come into this boss and fight him on my own or anything, you know. An easily soloable boss, especially with my +10 Claymore, you know, I could do this easily. But no, this is Iron Tarkus' show. Every time I run through this game, I just have to have Iron Tarkus do this because it's Iron fucking Tarkus. He's probably the only NPC that completely solo a boss, and you won't have to worry about it. He just does so much damage, and this boss is such a pushover. He can easily solo this boss for you. On New Game Plus, not so much. He helps a lot, though. I mean, this boss is extremely simple, and Iron Tarkus is a badass that Iron Tarkus basically just beat this boss for me. I could easily do it on my own, but it's Iron Tarkus. It has to be Iron Tarkus. That's just the way it has to go. I thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoy. Next time with Xander Orlando. We will fare horribly because it's Anna Orlando. Ha 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 ha. Good day.